Picture this. You're shopping for your new home, perusing the internet, planning the perfectly themed bathroom, equipped with just the right shower curtain. News about environmental changes, the greenhouse effect, and global warming flash across your screen and feed constantly. And you're constantly reminded to go green and shop sustainably.
Naturally, when looking for this shower curtain, it's inevitable that you choose the box of a shower curtain with this green recyclable logo on the side of the box. After all, with environmental anxieties only growing, the last thing that you want to do is be a part of the problem. So you plan to buy this shower curtain, and when the shower curtain is done, you plan to throw it in the garbage in the recycling bin and recycle it. But what this company is not telling you is that this shower curtain is not actually recyclable. It's rather referring to the box. This is a prime-time example of what is known as greenwashing.
Greenwashing is defined as the act of making false or misleading statements about the environmental benefits of a product or a practice. Often, it's used by big nature companies to profit off of people's fear of environmental instability. Greenwashing is all around us. It's in our shampoo, it's in the cars we drive, and it's in our shower curtains. Today, we're here to explore how we can spot greenwashing and what we can do about it.
Approximately 60% of sustainable fashion brands are not actually sustainable, and they are examples of greenwashing. And an increase of fast fashion in companies like Shein and H&M means that this number will only grow without regulation.
15 of 24 multinational companies considered climate leaders have climate strategies that have little to no integrity. Additionally, greenwashing has jumped by 70% in the financial sector and 35% overall. Clearly, there is interest in sustainable brands, but greenwashing makes it much more difficult to find the brands that actually do what they claim. 42% of companies' sustainability credentials are exaggerated, false, or deceptive.
Often referred to as the green sheen, greenwashing originated in the 1960s in a Fiji hotel after the hotel owners placed a notice saying, "Save our planet," to have people reuse their towels. But in reality, they just wanted to enjoy the benefits of lower laundry costs. In his 1986 essay regarding greenwashing, Jay Westerfeld discusses the danger in multi-million-dollar companies falsely advertising themselves as eco-friendly. With an increase of globalization in specifically fast fashion, greenwashing today is worse than ever.
Take Volkswagen, for example. In 2015, the US Environmental Protection Agency accused the famous car company of violating the Clean Air Act by implementing rigged software into their cars that recorded lower greenhouse gas emissions. It was then discovered that Volkswagen cars were producing 40 times the amount of nitrogen oxide pollution permitted by law. Despite their attempts to falsely advertise their low emissions, the company was fined $34.69 billion.
In a similar fashion, Kohl's and Walmart, two brands that we all love, know, and have grown to trust, were also fined in a similar situation for violating the Textile Act in 2015. Both trusted companies claimed to make sheets and bath rugs from sustainable bamboo, when, in reality, they were made of rayon, a semi-synthetic material that actually negatively harms the environment. As you can see, we as consumers are easily deceived, and it is up to us to decide how we can fact-check and hold these companies accountable for their actions.
The increase in the number of companies greenwashing can be tied back to the increase of globalization and the fast-moving nature of our economy. It's easy to capitalize on fear. Greenwashing takes advantage of the good nature of everyday civilians and their desire to go green, recycle, and shop sustainably. The first step in the fight against greenwashing is to be aware, and we encourage you to take a closer look at the brands that we so frequently enjoy.
So, raise your hand if you've ever heard of the brand Native. Now, raise your hand if you use a Native product on the regular, like shampoo, conditioner, body wash, lotion, or sunscreen. Before about 2 months ago, I too was using Native shampoo and conditioner in my hair. I encourage you to stop for a moment and think. What was it that originally made you choose native? Was it the clean, modern, and simplistic packaging? Or was it the Target Clean logo and the fact that the company advertises their all-natural ingredients? For me, it was all of the above. And I really liked that on the back of the bottle, it said what each ingredient did, which is why I was shocked to find out that native might just be the biggest greenwasher of this generation's time.
Native is currently involved in an ongoing lawsuit involving greenwashing and the actual truths that they are revealing to their consumers. On the back of a Native bottle, the company lists fragrance as one of their 10 all-natural ingredients. However, the company is legally allowed to only list the word fragrance without going into detail about what the actual ingredients are that make those fragrances up. The Environmental Working Group states that there are 3,163 ingredients hidden beneath the umbrella term of a fragrance label. Now, we're not going to list them all today, but several of those ingredients are alerted to be particularly toxic for the body or for the environment.
Native is being investigated for their use of forever chemicals, more scientifically known as PFAs. Invented in the 1980s, PFAs are notorious for their ability to resist breaking down in both the environment and in the human body. They are able to accumulate over time, and long-term exposure can lead to decreased health results, including, but not limited to, changes in liver enzymes, kidney disease, and even cancer. In terms of the environment, PFAs can disrupt fish life cycles, affect the ocean's highly important carbon cycle, and contaminate drinking water. Now, we're not telling you this to force you to stop using native, or scare you into thinking that your hair care routine will give you all of these negative effects. We're telling you this so you can be aware, and we encourage you to go beyond the pretty packaging and the simple ingredients, and to show you that so many chemicals can live inside a simple word, fragrance.
In today's day and age, it's nearly impossible for companies to completely avoid greenwashing. However, everyone can do better. For example, Thayer Academy pays these 4 companies to provide much-needed services to the school. And these 4 companies have all been accused of greenwashing. Now, we're not suggesting that Thayer change their paper supplier or food service provider, but we do highly encourage the Academy to take a closer look at where their money is going and how we could do more good for the environment with that money. Thayer and many other schools present here today represent tremendous spending power. And by placing just a small amount of pressure on those companies that we pay, we can make a large difference in the fight against greenwashing.
So what can we do about it? In advocating for a better tomorrow, according to the United Nations, the first step is sitting here today. Be aware of vague and typical greenwashing language, like eco-friendly and green. Learn more about brands that are transparent about their ingredients and environmental effects. Be skeptical and be willing to unlearn.
Instead of just shopping sustainably, choose to wisely shop sustainably. Research products and companies that value integrity, and beware of the typical greenwashing strategy involving deceptive logos and language. A good start is to check if a certain company or product aligns with the United Nations climate and sustainability initiatives. For example, the UN Alliance for Sustainable Fashion.
Stop and think about the life cycle of a product before buying it. You might think that the shower curtain that you bought might be recycled and turned into an awesome new product, when in reality, it will probably rot in a landfill for years and years to come. Think about environmental consequences of materials and packaging. The life cycle of a product starts well before you take it off the shelf and ends long after you throw it in the garbage. So think critically about your purchasing choices.
Look for companies that publish peer-reviewed data about their climate impacts, especially UN-backed credibility standards and criteria. Companies that are transparent and accountable will be much more likely to have a positive impact on the environment.
With your help, together, we can go green in this greenwashed world.
Thank you.